Hey everybody, I'm James, and today we're actually going to look at the Jungle Book official US teaser trailer, and then I'm just going to do a reaction to that. I previously did a Batman Superman trailer reaction and gave you my opinions on what I thought of that. So here we go with the Jungle Book.
Are you alone out here? What are you doing so deep in the jungle?
Who's talking to me?
Don't you know what you are?
Ah!
I know what you are.
Wasn't that scary either.
I know
What
where
am
you
I?
came from.
The director of Iron Man on this. Okay, bring the adventure.
Poor sweet
Baloo!
little girl.
Bring the adventure to life. Oh, that's cool.
I'll keep you close.
Orangutan. Bring it.
Let go of your fear now.
Force. Oh no, Bagheera!
And
This is Shere Khan.
trust
Yes.
in me.
That's awesome. Alright. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Whoa. The Jungle Book. Oh, that's great. And that's a little reference. For those of you who don't know the Jungle Book, it was, well, I'm guessing the original story. Let me take these off. I'm guessing that the original, because Disney had made an animated classic, which was turned into a cartoon film, like Disney does. And the thing about it is that it was a hit. It did really well. And I think part of it that makes it just so good is that you had so many songs in it because Disney, why not? And you had these animal characters of a kid going through the jungle making friends like you do when you're a kid, and they're animals too, so they're kind of pets, but they're bigger like you do when you're a kid, and they have there's kind of notions of like being a parent in there, having grown up amongst big cool stuff, and then having to avoid danger. So, the Jungle Book, for those of you who don't know, Shere Khan is the tiger that you saw in those instances, and he hates humans, for whatever example. And it's cool. What I like about this is that I thought they were going to try and do what previous Jungle Book or Mowgli, uh, not inspired, because I think they actually used the story. Stories had, in incarnations that Disney or someone else had made, tried to do. What they did is that they tried to have Baloo, which is the bear, and then I'm already forgetting his name, and I think I already says Bagheera. Yeah, Bagheera. They tried to have them be just animals that Mowgli gave names to, and they didn't talk. But in this, it seems as though they're definitely taking the route of these animals can talk with you, and you can kind of talk to them as though they're semi-anthropomorphic, as though they act like not the animals that we would know them, but they have more human-like traits to them. So talking is one, but swimming backwards, just belly up, and that little tune that you heard, do 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 do, and it was done with the whistle. That came from the other song that was really made famous in the jungle, and that was from Bare Necessities, and of course it's with the scene of Baloo and the river and Mowgli. And he says, "The bare necessities of life. Now if I give you a paw, you give me a claw paw." And it has this kind of jazz-like feel to it, and you get that throughout the cartoon version a lot of the times, and it's really cool to see that kind of echoed here. And there was a part in this reaction that I gotta say, I wasn't sold on this. One of the reasons is that making remakes and making number two movies and making duplicate movies. So if there's a ghost movie happening or a movie happening about a meteor coming down to Earth going to destroy all life, yeah, That's common. That's common. And it's very common to just, well, sorry, that story isn't necessarily common, but copying exactly what they do in that and more or less giving it a different title with a sort of different plot, but not really, is what happens. So that happened with the meteors, right? Coming down to Earth. It happens with ghost stories. It happens with The Grudge and Ju-on and The Ring, Ringu, those types of things. And it's not necessarily even Hollywood that does it, but it's big movie productions that just are following up on a theme. Yeah, it's the hot thing to get into, therefore more advertising. So that's why I wasn't completely sold on this. But as soon as I saw the fact that they were having the snake talk and it was this very mesmerizing, very storybook like character that you would interact with, and the snake says, "Trust in me, I know who you are." It's almost very Lord of the Rings like. I'm gonna go out on a limb here because I've not seen this. I definitely am going to see this. I didn't know if I was going to go see this, but because of this, I'm gonna go see this now. Um, it has that feel of as though you're introduced to a character and there's something mystical about it. There's something anthropomorphic and there's something mysterious. There's something very very enticing about it, in which it echoes. This seems like what everyone would have hoped The Hobbit would be. You know what I mean by that too. Not three damn movies long, just one movie, and you get all that richness, all these variety of characters. For example, Peter Jackson. Uh, this is just a note for when you put me in your next movie. As the guy that gets killed in the end. Oh gosh. Uh, for the yeah, for you don't see Jungle Book being made into three movies. You know, it's what it is. One movie. It's one story. It's one movie. That's what Hobbit should have been, and that's a Hobbit note. But that kind of thing for what I think people were hoping the Hobbit was going to be seems to kind of be captured in this trailer at least. And if the movie is anything from what the trailer is teasing you with, I'm very excited to see it, honestly. So we'll see if it's good. We'll see if it's bad. You never know with Disney. Um, but I was sold as soon as I saw Baloo being charged by monkeys. And it wasn't so anthropomorphic that all of a sudden Baloo did like a whoa, 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 hold on there for a second, fellas. You know, and maybe he does talk, or maybe he says something like that. But there's enough of an animal presence there that it seems as though it really is an animal, much more so than like I was just saying, a animal with more. It's an animal that seems to have less human distinction at the moment through that image. And what makes it cool like that is that it kind of feels as though this kind of is a story you would imagine as a kid. It is that animal. It's not necessarily Disney, because when we were kids, we don't necessarily imagine Disney animals unless we're primed to think Disney animals and we watch the Disney cartoon and we think animals interact that way in real life. We might just simply think if we're looking at life, so like a dog or a cat interacting, we might think, okay, here's what that cat would do, and it feels more realistic, and it's despite the obviously unrealistic features about it. I'm very excited for it. I was wondering if Bagheera or Shere Khan would ever fight in the actual Jungle Book, and they never did. So, and the little history about the Jungle Book, I'm not completely sure about this, but I think it's based on an Indonesian story, or it is originally an Indonesian story. In any case, you saw the orangutan, or the orangutan, right? The word orangutan actually comes from Indonesian. It means person of the forest. Orang utan. Person, forest. Person of the forest. So it's the person of the forest is that kind of ape. It is that kind of animal. It is the orangutan, as we call it with an American accent. And so it's really cool to see that play out the way it does. So let me know what you think about it. If you like it, if you're going to go see it, what you think. Can you trust Disney with this important task of making the Jungle Book awesome? I'm going to kind of go out there and say I'll trust them on this one because I'm very interested. All right. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys next time.
Bye bye.